so, come out to the dashboard here and you're ready to look at our first changelog metric over here to the left. Now, I will note that you have to have the out-of-box changelog tracking or field monitoring features turned on for this piece to work. The records you see over here on the left are being triggered from one or the other. And the main difference between the two is that field monitoring is more proactive and will actually email you when the data you are tracking changes, whereas the change logs are going to be more reactive, where as things are changing, they'll simply show up in this dashboard for you to check down the road. If you've not set this up, again, you will need to in order to be successful with this dashboard. One example we always like to use is our vendor bank account and routing number, as typically this can be a good fraud indicator. Once you set this up, any changes that are triggered by what you are now tracking will show up here in this easy to view grid. Not only will it show you when the data changed and who changed it, but it'll also show you the previous value and what the current value is. For anyone looking to track changes in the system on key fields, this is going to be a game changer. However, you do not want to bog the system down by tracking too much data, so we would not recommend checking all fields in the changelog setup. Again, these are all out-of-box settings, but if now we look at our data, like I mentioned, we can look at a vendor bank account or just a regular bank account. We can see who changed it, the user in the system, when they changed it, what record they're changing, right? So what vendor record or what bank account record. And if I scroll a bit more over here to the left, it'll tell us what field was changed. Was it a modification? Was it a delete? Was it an insert? What was the old value? And what was the new value over here? So if again, you're looking to track who's changing things, what the old value was and what the new value was, this can be a game changer. The next thing I talked about is not tracking too much data, not only from an all fields perspective, but also from a retention policy perspective. So let's take a look over here at the right on our retention policy warnings on our changelog health check. So this will show you the table IDs on which you have retention policies, as well as if they are currently enabled and how often that data is cleared out. As you can see here, there's still some more work to be done as we only have 2 of these enabled, and of the 2, only 1 has a retention policy. In order to not slow your system down, we would recommend putting retention policies in place that ensure your data is only being kept for a period of time or duration that is absolutely necessarily required. So of the 2 that are enabled, let's take a look at this one, 5395, that's enabled and has a retention policy. So this one, in my opinion, would be good to go. As we can see, we have it enabled, applying to all of the records, and that retention policy here, if we drill into it and show the details, we can have different periods of time for different data that we're tracking. And if I show the details, again, this would just be part of the out-of-box setup where you set up the code, the description, and then some of the retention settings here as to how long you want to keep that data. So again, for this one, it's only going to keep data for the past week as indicated by the -1W or -1 week. So at this point, you've run through the full changelog health check and concluded the multi-video series on our health check application. You can go back and review these videos on demand at any point in time, and we really do appreciate you tuning in. Just like some of the examples we shared before, whether it be taking your car in for an oil change, getting your annual physical, or just making sure you're getting that routine dental cleaning, your Business Central health check is going to be just as important. We would recommend running this alongside your month-end close process and adding it to your month-end close checklist, as fixing problems proactively is much less time-consuming and much easier to fix rather than after it's too late. If you do need any recommendations on who to work with to optimize your system, we'd be more than happy to help, but we always recommend starting with your partner. We really appreciate you tuning in again and hope that you have much success in your future health check endeavors. And as always, we appreciate your dedication to optimizing the user experience within D365 Business Central.